ਖੜਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। ਆਪ ਜੀ 5 ਦਿਨ ਭੁੱਖ ਨੀਂਦਰਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਕਬੋਲ ਸਹਾਰਦਿਆਂ, ਤੇਰਾ ਕੀਆ ਮੀਠਾ ਲਾਗੈ। ਹਾਰੇ ਨਾਮ ਪਦਾਰਥੋ ਨਾਨਕੋ ਮੰਗੈ, ਜਪ ਜਪਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। ਕਹਾਂ ਬੋਧ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਤੁਛ ਹਮਾਰੀ, ਵਾਰਨ ਸਕਾ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਜੋ ਤਿਹਾਰੀ। ਹਮ ਨਾ ਸਕਤ ਕਰ ਸਿਫਤ ਤੁਮਾਰੀ, ਆਪ ਲਿਓ ਤੁਮ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਧਾਰੀ। ਪਿੰਗਲ ਪਰਬਤ ਪਾਰ ਪਰੇ, ਕਰ ਚਤਰ ਬਗੀਤਾ। ਅੰਧਲੇ ਤ੍ਰਿਭਵਨ ਸੂਜਿਆ, ਗੁਰ ਭੇਟ ਪੁਨੀਤਾ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਵਾਹਿ ਜੀਓ। ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਵਾਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀਓ, ਆਓ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਦੀ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਈਏ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸੋ ਗੁਰੂ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀਓ, ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਭਾਈ ਗੁਰਦਾਸ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਜੋ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਰਤਾਜ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਮਾਮਾ ਜੀ ਹਨ, ਅਤੇ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਲਿਖਾਰੀ ਹੋਏ ਹਨ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਮਈ ਵਾਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ 12ਵੀਂ ਵਾਰ ਦੀ ਚੌਥੀ ਪੌੜੀ ਹੈ, in ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਭਾਈ ਗੁਰਦਾਸ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, the maternal uncle of Sri Guru Arjan Sahib Ji, within their Bani of their Vara, within their 12th Var, 4th Paudi, they list out and explain the characteristics of a true Gurmukh, of a true Gursikh. They ਫਰਮਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਨ, ਹਉ ਤੇ ਸੋ ਘੋਲ ਘੁਮਾਇਆ, ਗੌਰ ਮਤ ਹਿਰਦੈ ਗਰੀਬੀ ਆਵੈ। ਹਉ ਤੇ ਸੋ ਘੋਲ ਕਮਾਇਆ, ਪਰ ਨਾਰੀ ਦੇ ਨੇੜ ਨਾ ਜਾਵੈ। ਹਉ ਤੇ ਸੋ ਘੋਲ ਘੁਮਾਇਆ, ਪਰ ਦਰਬੈ ਨੂੰ ਹੱਥ ਨਾ ਲਾਵੈ। ਹਉ ਤੇ ਸੋ ਘੋਲ ਘੁਮਾਇਆ, ਪਰ ਨਿੰਦਾ ਸੁਣ ਆਪ ਹਟਾਵੈ। ਹਉ ਤੇ ਸੋ ਘੋਲ ਘੁਮਾਇਆ, ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਕਾ ਉਪਦੇਸ਼ ਕਮਾਵੈ। ਹਉ ਤੇ ਸੋ ਘੋਲ ਘੁਮਾਇਆ, ਥੋੜਾ ਸਵੈ ਥੋੜਾ ਹੀ ਖਾਵੈ। ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਸੋਈ ਸਹਜ ਸਮਾਵੈ। So they list the characteristics and they say, ਹਉ ਤੇ ਸੋ ਘੋਲ ਕਮਾਇਆ, that I sacrifice, I surrender myself, ਮੈਂ ਵਾਰਨੇ ਫਿਰ ਬਲਿਹਾਰ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਵਾਂ ਉਸ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ ਦੇ, that has these characteristics, ਇਸ ਲੱਛਣ, ਇਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਇਹ ਗੁਣ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ। So with ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ, ਤੇਰਾ ਜੋਰ ਮੈਂ ਗੂੰਗਾ ਕਹਤਾ ਹੂੰ, Dasan Dasi is going to be talking about and looking into that second line. ਹਉ ਤੇ ਸੋ ਘੋਲ ਕਮਾਇਆ, ਪਰ ਨਾਰੀ ਦੇ ਨੇੜ ਨਾ ਜਾਵੈ। So before we go into and look in the characteristics of a Gursikh, the character of a Gursikh, let's define what character means. So character, you can look at it in a way as your moral and mental makeup of an individual. So that means how we think, what we think about, our actions, how we speak, how we perceive and look into the world. So that who we are and how we react in certain situations within life, or who makes up what we are and who we are and makes up our character. And a Gurmukh, a Gursikh, in a very simple and very dunge meaning, by Gurdas Sahib Ji within their Vara also explained, Gursikh la Gursikh hoy. So the first one, Gursikh Adar Patha, so Gursikh meaning that individual that takes the Sikhya, the Mat, the Gurmat, the teachings of Guru Sahib, of Dhan Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, implements them in his or her life, makes Gursikhi practical. He or she is a Gursikh. So Gursikh is someone who takes the teachings of Guru Sahib Ji and makes them practical. Rani, Bani, Gani, everything is according to Gurmat and Guru Sahib. So now let's go back to that Pankti. Hau te so kole kumaya, ਪਰ ਨਾਰੀ ਦੇ ਨੇੜ ਨਾ ਜਾਵੇ। ਸੋ ਭਾਈ ਗੁਰਦਾਸ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ here they're saying ਕਿ ਦਾਸਨ ਦਾਸ ਉਸ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ ਤੋਂ ਵਾਰ ਨੇ ਫੇਰ ਨੇ ਕੁਰਬਾਨ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹਾਂ, ਉਸ ਦੀ ਪਰਿਕਰਮਾ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ, ਉਸ ਦੀ ਪੂਜਾ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ, ਜੋ ਪਰਾਈ ਇਸਤਰੀ ਨੇੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦਾ। ਸੋ ਪਰ ਥਾਏ ਸਾਖੀ ਮਹਾਂਪੁਰਖ ਬੋਲਦੇ। ਸੋ ਇਟਸ ਦ ਸੇਮ ਟੋਕਨ, ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਸਤਰੀ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਿੰਘਣੀ ਪਰਾਏ ਮਰਦ ਦੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦੀ। ਐਂਡ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਦੋ ਪੱਖ ਹਨ। ਪਹਿਲਾ ਪੱਖ ਸਰੀਰਕ ਤੇ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਸਰੀਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਸ ਕੋ ਸੰਗਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੀ, ਪਰ ਪਰਾਏ ਪੁਰਖ ਪਰ ਘਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ। ਅਤੇ ਦੂਜਾ ਪੱਖ ਇਸ ਪੰਕਤੀ ਦਾ ਹੈ ਮਨ ਕਰਕੇ। ਮਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਵੀ ਅੰਦਰ ਬੁਰੇ ਫੁਰਨੇ, ਵਿਕਾਰੀ ਫੁਰਨੇ, ਮਾੜੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣੇ। ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਸੁਚੇਤ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਸਰੀਰ ਕਰਕੇ, ਮਨ ਤਨ ਧਨ ਕਰਕੇ। ਉਸ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਕੋਲੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੀ ਵਿਵੇਕ ਬੁੱਧੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ। So in English that means they're saying that they sacrifice, they surrender themselves to that Sikh who has this virtue with them. That Sikh, that individual, does not go near another man's wife or another wife's husband, right? So there's two interpretations of it. One is the physical and the other one is the mental. That physically they don't engage in any ill relationships, in any bad actions that the Guru Sahib Ji would not be happy with. And the mental being, they don't let any of vikari, lustful, or any of these bad negative thoughts enter their mind. So Satsanga, taking these two interpretations into consideration, that they go both hand in hand, because what we think becomes our actions, right? So we control our thinking in our mind through Gurbani, through Guru Sahib Sikhya. So Mara says, that the Gur Sikhs do not look at Bhai Roop, right? That looking at Bhai, looking at someone else's belongings, it's the impurity of the eye. And so to really solidify and understand what this means, we can look into the Jivani of Sant Ramji. So Sant Ramji was a Gur Sikh from the time of Tan Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj. And this Sakhi is from Jivan Chalitar, from Pandit Hari Singh Multan. And Bhagat Ji writes this Sakhi within their Sukhmani Sahib steek as Satgore Seke Bandhan Kata Gur Ka Seko Bekar Te Hata. So Satsang, what happens is, Bhai Sant Ramji is blessed and has the opportunity of meeting Tan Sri Guru Arjan Sahib Ji, gets to do their Sangat, receives Sikhi, is blessed with Gur Sikhi from Guru Arjan Sahib Ji. They get Charna Amrit, and from that day forth, they are forever lost, forever one with Akal Purkh Bhai Ji, and they're always reading Sukhmani Sahib, always doing Abhyas of Gurbani, and keeping the Rat Bat of a Gur Sikh. And so from there, you can see that Guru Sahib Ji says, Lal Rango Tisko Laga Tiske Vat Bhaga Mela Kade Na Hove Na Lagya Daga. That their face is radiant within the love of Akal Purkh Bhai Ji. So from a worldly aspect, by Sant Ramji, their duty, that their job was that they were a guard, a security guard, a soldier for Jahangir out at Lahore. So one day while they're standing on guard at Lahore, Jahangir's daughter sees Sant Ramji, and upon seeing them, she falls in love. She sees his face, it's radiant, and it's glowing, and amod ho jandi hai. So in her mind, she's fixated that I'm gonna marry Sant Ramji, and if I'm not marrying him, I'm not getting married at all. So that night she goes to and tells her mother, she's like, Mother, I found the love of my life, I'm getting married to that guard over there, and other than him, I'm not getting married at all. So her mother tries to explain to her now that your father's never going to accept this. Don't worry, forget about him. We'll get you married to someone who's a king, who's a prince, a handsome prince with land, who's money, who's from a high caste, from a noble family. She says he's just low caste, he's a nobody. He has no money, he has no land, he's just a security guard. He's just a guard, he's just a soldier. And she's like, no, like, I've made my mind, I'm either marrying Sant Ramji or I'm not getting married. So she's like, Chalo theek hai. I'll talk to your father and I'll see what he says. So the next day, the Begum, she goes and speaks with Jahangir, and she starts to explain to Jahangir that this is what your daughter is saying. She wants to marry him. She's very stubborn and she's not changing her mind. So Jahangir's like, it's not a problem. We'll have him accept Deen. He'll become Islam, he'll become Muslim, and then I'll give him land. And then upon giving him land, I'll make him a subedar. So a subedar is like a high position within the courts. And I'll make him a subedar, then he can marry my daughter, no problem. So all this conversation between Jahangir and the Begum and the Bibi is overheard by the maid, by the Goli. So now the Goli, the maid, her husband is also a guard who happens to be a friend and knows Sant Ramji. So the next day, she goes to the Goli, goes home, tells her husband. The husband next day meets Sant Ramji and says, congratulations, Baji. Congratulations. And Sant Ramji's like, for what? What happened? And he's like, don't you know that, aaj toade aur kalu toada nikah padha jana hai. And nikah means like the vow for marriage. That, tomorrow that you're going to get married to Jahangir's daughter. And he's like, wait, I didn't accept this. This is the first time I'm hearing this. What's going on? And she's like, no, this is what's happening, and they've announced it, and tomorrow you're getting married to Jahangir's daughter. And Sant Ramji's like, no, this can't happen. This is against Sikhi. This is against the teachings that were given to me by Tan Sri Guru Arjan Sahib Ji. Jat Sat Rakhanama and Sir Jave Ta Jave Mere Sikhi Sikh Dagna Jave. That even being handed the hand of the Jahangir's daughter and knowing what can come with it, with all the money, the land, possessions, the wealth, Sant Ramji's like, no, I don't need any of that. The real wealth is Naam, is Gurbani, is the Khushiyan of receiving the blessings of Guru Sahib. So Sant Ramji decides, he makes a plan, and what he does is they leave Lahore and they run away. So they want to protect their Sikhi at all costs, and the best thing what they thought at that point was just leaving and taking themselves out of that situation. So Sant Ramji, they're traveling at night and hiding during the day. So as they're doing this, they're running, they're going, and they make it to Peshawar. And in Peshawar, what happens is, all while this is happening, Jahangir finds out that Sant Ramji has run away. He's nowhere to be found. So he gets a huliya made. And a huliya is basically a description, a arrest warrant, a wanted poster, you can say. So it has all the description of, his name is Sant Ramji, this is his build, his height, his color, he has a beard, he has a turban, he's a Sikh. And he has two conditions that are at the bottom. And the two conditions are that if he accepts my daughter's hand in marriage, bring him a palki jalake with respect and with a grand entrance. Bring him from wherever you find him, bring him to Lahore. And if he says no, doesn't accept deen, doesn't accept my daughter's hand, what's going to happen is bring me his head. So at this point, Sant Ramji is entering a Dharmshala. Dharmshala is sort of where you go to, it's a Sanji Jaga Hundiya. It's a community place where you can go pray and go rest. And they're entering the Dharmshala. And as they're entering, the soldiers, the police of Peshawar recognize the huliya and recognize Sant Ramji. So as soon as they recognize him, they arrest Sant Ramji. And even now, that the sheriff, you can say, the head soldier, the head police guy, he tells Sant Ramji, he's like, why are you running? The opportunity and what you're being given, we all dream about. Big kings all around the world are dreaming about this, and you're being handed it on a golden platter, and you're saying no? You should take it. Enjoy life. Enjoy the pleasures. You'll have land, you'll have money, you'll have everything you want. And Sant Ramji's like, no. They said the same thing. Sir jave ta jave mere Sikhi se tak na jave. And then there's another pankti from Shormani Bhagat Sri Bhagat Fareed Sahib Ji. They say, Jako Thakur Ucha Hoi, So Janu Parkar Jat Na Sohi. That who's Thakur Akal Par, who's Guru Sahib is so big, whose Malik is so big, is Kot, Brahmand Ko Thakur Swami, Sarv Jiyan Ka Datare, is Sarv Kala Parpur. It doesn't suit that individual, that Guru Sikh, to go to a Parkar, to do something against Sikhi. So knowing the Sikhya that they have from Gurbani, from Guru Sahib Ji, Thokar maar dende hai. They reject everything. And so now the sheriff is like, if you reject it, then we have to cut your head off. We have to take your head back to Jahangir. And Bhai Sahib is like, that's not a problem. You can take my head, but I'm never giving my Sikhi up. And there's a pankti, and Guru Sikhs never flinch, never hesitate in front of death. Because Jeevat Mara Bujja Prabh Soye, O Pella hi Jionde Mare Hunde ya. Because Maharaj says, Pehla Maran Kabule, Jeevan ki chhade aas, Ho sabna ki renuka to aao hamare paas. This was the avastha of Sant Ramji. So now Sant Ramji is preparing to get his head cut off. So what they do is they go to the nearest river, they take a bath, ishnan kar deya, and upon taking ishnan, they basically Japji Sahib the path. So Savdhan Ekagrajit hoke, ek man ek chit hoke, focused mind, they're reading Japji Sahib. And as they're reading Japji Sahib, they come to the last do panktiyan, Jinni naam te aya, gaye masakate kaale, nanak te muk ujjale, kete chutti naale. And as soon as they read this panktiyan, they bow down their head, they do namaskars. And as soon as they do namaskar, they bow their head to Tan Sri Guru Arjan Sahib Ji Maharaj. The Jalam, the soldiers, they cut their head off. So they cut their head off, they take Sant Ramji's body and throw it in the river, and they take his head back, they take their head back all the way back to Lahore. And as soon as they get to Lahore, they bring it to Jahangir, And Jahangir now calls his daughter and says, look at these kafir, look at these non-believers, look at this non-believer. I was giving him the world, I was giving him, I was letting him marry you, I was giving him land, I was giving him a high position, and he rejected all that. And look at him now, he's just dead. His head's here, his body's somewhere else. And the Bibi sees this and she's sort of like awestruck, she's a little scared now, and she's shook. And what she does is she's like, Chalo, when he was alive, when he was here, I wasn't able to get near him. But now that now it's his head, maybe I'll try touching him and I can at least touch his head now. So what she does, she goes to the platter where the Sant Ramji's head is, and she goes to touch him. And Guru Sahib Ji apne Sikhan di rakhya karde ya. Lajpat Ijjat, Guru Sahib Ji protects and takes care of their Sikhan di Ijjat, their honor, even after their death, even after their Shaheedi. So what happens is the Bibi Jahangir's daughter goes to try touching Sant Ramji's head, and as soon as she goes to reach out, their head goes sawa git off the plate into the air. So sawa git, it's like a very desi Punjabi way of measuring. So sawa git will be, one git is from my pinky all the way to the thumb. So that's a git. So sawa git is 1.5 of these. And the pankti says, sawa glist uthil to na kubuli nari. So even then they didn't accept her. They didn't go near her. Par nari de negre na java. Even after their shaheedi, their death, they didn't go near another paraistri. And she sees this and she cries out. She's like, oh Allah, look at this. Look how pure and high virtues and character and morals that these Gursikhs have. And look how strong their guru is, how bali their guru is, that they take care of their Sikhs even after their death, even after their shaheedi. And look how impure and filthy I am, that I'm unable to touch Sant Ramji, this Mahapur. So Sasangaji, this is the high standard, this is the Sikhya, the morals and the ethics that every single Gursikh should uphold, that we have been blessed with. And this is the type of Sikhya that should be given to everybody, and especially at a young age. Because from a young age, if we teach kids at such a young age about Sant Ramji, Baba Dev Singh Ji, when they and other Sant Baba Paisa Pai Taru Singh Ji and countless other Gursikhs that used to save the Bibiyan from the Mughals' hands and bring them back and take them to their house and protect the honor, the ijjat of the Bibiyan. And they looked at every single Bibi as the daughters of Guru Sahib, as their sisters, right? So this type of Sikhya given at a young age will build and foster a good character, to where the kids and everybody can have a good foundation. So as kids are growing up, when they're going from middle school to high school to universities, that they know what's right, what's wrong. They have the Vivek Buddhi, the Asat da Gyan, knowing what's right and wrong, what's true and what's false. So these types of Sikhya, these types of Pankti of Haunte so ko le kamaya par nari de ned na java, should be meditated upon all the time to insert and instill it within our minds. And another Pankti of Paisa Pai Gurdas Sahib Ji is, because before in the beginning we were saying that our thoughts become our actions. So whatever we think and whatever we cultivate in our mind is what we do, becomes our actions. So the controlling our actions starts with controlling our thoughts in our mind. And that can only happen through Guru Sahib Ji's Kirpa, through Gurbani, and through Gurmat. So Bhai Sahib Ji says, by controlling your eyes, those ill thoughts, those negative thoughts of looking at a Bhai Istri or Bhai Purk will enter your mind. So if you look at every Istri as your mother, your sister, or your daughter, then buri niga, that those ill thoughts, those vikari thoughts will enter the mind. And same thing for Bharatai Sakhi Mahapurk Bolde. So even for Bibiyan, if they look at every man as their father, as their brother, or as their sons, that those vikari thoughts will enter the mind. And so some techniques and some ways to do this is Bhagat Jaswant Singh Sahib Ji is always preaching this. Is the first thing we do is that you do Pankti jap, that dekhe paraiyan changiyan mama pehna tiyan jana, dekhe paraiyan changiyan mama pehna tiyan jana, not just once, not 10, over and over again. So we do Pankti jap of Panktis like this, or dekhe paraiyan changiyan mama pehna tiyan jana, akhin su tuk vekhna, jinna desando ma pari se akhadiyan byan ne, right? That that you need pure eyes to see Guru Sahib Ji, right? We can't have filth in front of our eyes. That if there's filth, then Shuddh Swarup Brahm Ji de darshan nahi hunde. So to have Vitar and Shuddh eyes, that we need to do Pankti like this and look with good intentions and see Jo Disa So Tera Roopo. And this happens through Maharaji's Kirpa, through doing Qurbani the job, through doing Simran, through doing Seva. And another way is, so one is doing Pankti job. And you have to do Pankti job before you get in that situation. So if we're out and about in school or in work, wherever we're at, that this should be the vision. This should be how we're looking and perceiving everything. And then for that to happen, we need to do job of it beforehand. Just like, we want to learn how to swim in case you're in a situation where you're drowning. And if you're drowning, you can't say, okay, look, I'm going to take swimming lessons now. It's a little sticky situation there. So you want to be able to learn how to swim before you even get in that situation. Same thing. So before those Vikari thoughts enter our mind, or we're stuck in that situation where, where like Santaramji was per se, that you can get out of it. Because Bhai Santaramji had the Sikh from Guru Sahib beforehand as well, right? So one way is doing Pankti job. The other way is to literally do job, that if a Istri or a Bhai Purkh enters your vision, enters your eyesight, that you do job that he or she is Guru Nanak Dev Ji's daughter, she is Guru Angad Dev Sahib's daughter, she is Guru Amar Das Sahib's daughter, she is Guru Granth Sahib's daughter, she is the daughter of Guru Khalsa Panth, and so forth. Do job of all the Gurus like that. So two things happen in the same token. One, we get to remember all of our Guru Sahibjis, and two, we're reminding ourselves that she or he are the sons and daughters of Guru Sahib. And by default, that means they're my brother and they're my sister. So doing Pankti job like that. So Bhagavad Gita even says that when a bad forna enters the mind, to get rid of that forna, you do job like that. That if a forna comes into your mind, you start doing job of, she is Guru Nanak Dev's daughter, she is Guru Angad Dev Sahib's daughter, she is Guru Amar Das Sahib's daughter, and so forth. And another way is that to always know and to realize that Guru Sahib is always with us. They're always with you. Goro mera sange sada hai nalle. That when we know that Guru Sahib is with us, then bura forna or koi bure karma, doing ill, committing a sin, doing something bad, those won't happen because we know Guru Sahib is with us. And then when Guru Sahib is with us, we have that fear of doing something wrong. And that when Guru Sahib is with us, then we have the strength to do what's right in the situation. So, Goro Mera Sange Sada Hanalde. So two Panktiyan came in today's Santhai Bhagaji was Nekate Bujja, so Bura Kyon Kara. So that Gaur Sikh who has, through Guruji's Kirpa, has realized that Guru Sahib Kal Purkh is Nerhu Te Nera, that they're always with me, they're always Hazar Nazar Ne. Why would that Gaur Sikh do anything bad? They won't. Because they know Guru Sahib is with them. And the other Pankti within that same Shabd is Nekate na dekha par kar jahi. So that individual that does not realize that Guru Sahib is with them at all times, they end up doing par kar jandeya. They have these ill relationships, they end up committing adultery, and fir ogun ho jandeya, paap ho janda va. So we have to have the realization that Guru Sahib Ji is always and always with us. So I'm just going to check the time to see I'm on time, and almost entering the half-an-hour mark. So Satsanga Jiyo, just to close off, that with this type of Sikha of doing, remembering our Shaheeds, of remembering our Gaur Sikhs, doing Pankti job, having high morals and characters, and the thing I almost forgot to say was Jatasat, that Jatasat is very, very key. And Jat means that controlling our Indriyan, so Indriyan Daman Karna, controlling our senses of how we see, what we hear, what we say, what we talk about, what we smell, what we eat. So it's controlling our body in a sense. And that also happens through Gurbani. So Sasi is a small Saki so this Saki was shared by the Singh who happened to him, and he shared it with Bhagaji. And he says was that there was a bibi in the Pind, and I ended up having bad thoughts about her, and I started looking her with Vikar Dristi. And one day when she was doing Parkarma and Guru Sahib Zazuri, she was at the Gurdwara, and I was just there, and he was just lost, and he was just staring at her. And so that Bibi saw this, and she saw that, that Virji, that Singh is looking at me in a bad way. So what she did was very humbly, she went to him and said, Veer ji, taru tir ji, naswant hai sarir ji. And she said, Veer ji, that you should do job of re man aso kar sanyasa, ban se sadan sabah kar samjho, man hi mah udasa. So that Singh says he went on and did job of that Pavitra Bani di Pankti Sava lakh times, 125,000 times. He did Pankti job of that entire Sampurna Shab. And he's like, by doing job of that Shab, my rog lag gaya siga, those ill thoughts that were in my mind were cleaned. And I was blessed by Guru Sahib Ji. So Jata Sat is very, very key. And it's very key in progressing in spirituality. To gain any avastas, Jata Sat is basically the foundation that we have. So Satsang, there's more Sikhya of this, of character and our morals and ethics of Jat Sat. And through Guruji's Kirpa, Gur Prasad, Bhai Jaswant Singh Ji, over a year, 2 years, have been preparing a new Pothi Sahib on this topic. It goes through all of, the in-depth of the Jyoti Karath of adultery and how, what to do, what not to do, and how to save ourselves, and the Sikhya we should be giving to our kids, and Sikhya that we should be having in the first place so we can give it to the kids. And so it's called the Character Pothi, Pataraki Gurpar Braham, that 10 Guru Sahib Ji's Bakshte Han Shubh Sachai Khalak, that Guru Sahib Ji is blessing us with a good character. So that Pothi isn't published yet, isn't final yet, but if anybody would like a copy, you can always direct message us at Gursevak Seva on Instagram, or WhatsApp us at 306-580-7730, and we'll send a copy out. But just to note that it's still in the editing phases, so we're still trying to fix out the mistakes and add some stuff and add more Sikhya and Sakis of that sort. And lastly, so Satsang Gajub Das and Das has made many mistakes, so please forgive me. Sada Sada Eho Bhulan Haru, Nanak Rakhan Haru Aparu. And let's do Benti and Ardas in the Pavitra Charan Kamal of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Ke Sache Pasha Ji, Sarya Nu Shubh Sacha Ucha, Nirmal Gormukh Ikhlaq, Jat Sata Dan Baksh Sache Pasha Ji, Ki Kaam Krodh Lobh Jhoot Ninda, Inte Aap Chhadav Ho, Eh Bhitar Te Inko Dar Ho, Aapane Nekate Balab Ho. Sada Sada Eho Bhulan Haru, Nanak Rakhan Haru Aparu. And lastly, Satsang Jiyo, please download the app, Learn Shuddh Gurbani. It's an app prepared from Bhagavad Ji to do Santya, to read Gurbani, to search Gurbani, and please take a laha, download it. Available on Android and iOS. So Satsang Jiyo, Aao Gaj Ke Fateh Bulaiye. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Khushiyan de jagare gajave, nyalo jave, Sant Ram Ji chana nubhave. Sat Sri Akal, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.